Greetings, YouTube. I want to start this video off by saying, look, I am not saying that this trend is a majority trend. This is a minority trend. But the percent of the minority trend is still way higher than I could have expected, and the forum post in general we are going to visit over the course of this video is pretty eye-opening for me. So we just completed another week of Alliance Quest. That Alliance Quest gave me almost 5,000 glory and a few Alliance Quest crystals, which, to be honest, Alliance Quest crystals now just feel so incredibly outdated and unexciting that I open them like they're the stale fortune cookie at the end of the American Chinese food restaurant experience, and I don't think anything else of them. Maybe that's on me. But I do map 5 and, well, we all do map 6 now. My alliance not map 5. But map 6 and map 7 crystals, like, sure. You get a little bit of tier 2 alpha out of it. Maybe if you're lucky, a fully formed tier 4 class catalyst or tier 4 basic. But that's just nothing to write home about anymore. So with that being said, y'all, when you consider that in the glory store, I just used my glory purchase for this week with the actual glory and spent, as you can see, 8 out of 10 purchase limit on 4 tier 2 alpha. That used to be the highlight of my rewards purchase week. But now that store has been completely overshadowed by what I can easily do by myself, and that's the equivalent of that's just 240 units. 300 units, the same cost as essentially one 3-star crystal, right? The same cost as a featured Cavalier crystal, which most of the time is still going to give you a 3-star, is 300 units. I can get 300 units in my sleep grinding the arena. In fact, I feel like I grind the arena as an insomniac, hashtag Team Insomnia. So that analogy isn't too far off. So now when you consider that the Catalyst store, particularly for the top progression levels, makes tier 2 alpha and tier 5 basic so cheap, unless the glory store heavily revamps their prices, or, I mean, even if they change the tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystals to selectors, which are long overdue, the daily special is still giving us the best value. They're going to have to change the tier 4 class catalysts to selectors, because both the glory store and the Catalyst store still have tier 4 class Catalyst crystals, but without selectors, that RNG is going to still screw you every time. And it feels like they just don't want to give even the top level of players a commitment to that, which I find strange, but at the same time, Kabam always talks about the economy of the game. All right, so we are going to now visit a forum post originally sent to me on Twitter, and it is from Capricious. This was a couple days old now, like 4 days old. Are alliances now obsolete? I never expected anyone to agree with this. Now, I do think alliances can be obsolete in terms of the exhaustion factor, especially if you're an officer of an alliance. You all are the real heroes of this community. You don't have to wear a cape to be a hero, and you prove that if you're an officer every day because you do so much volunteer work to keep your alliance at as close to, if not full max capacity, with the right members who are going to actually be active and communicate, and that is a full-time job in itself, and I don't know how people do it, especially for years and years and years. So, hats off to you all, even though I'm not taking my hat off because I don't want you to have to see that. So, our alliance is now obsolete. 237 votes. That's a lot of votes. 34% say yes. That is just over a third of the community that voted on this. If you asked me before this video, what percent of the community, if you had 237 votes, would say alliances are obsolete? I would have said, like, I don't know, at the most 5%. It would have blown my mind to see 10%. 34% is a lot. And so, Mr. Sakuragi says, depends on changes to alliance rewards next season, because it could easily flip to no. The only reason why I was going to get back into an alliance is now gone for me. For now. I wonder if that has something to do with gifting. I don't know. It feels free to also leave your title progression if you're replying to the blah, blah, blah. Haven't done Alliance War Alliance Quest for some months now, and I'm still progressing smoothly. Best decision I've made was to leave the alliance I was in, Unio77 says. I'm Thronebreaker with 1 rank 4, by the way. So you can get rank 4 6 stars now with no alliance affiliation whatsoever. There is way more to alliances than just Alliance War. In fact, finding alliances that don't do war or do 1 to 2 battlegrounds optional war are extremely common these days. Additionally, the gifting event was a couple weeks long out of an entire year, but has no impact on the other 50 weeks of the year. That's true. Also, we don't know what's replacing it yet, but I think it's safe to say Kabam thinks it can substitute the massive income they get from gifting, or they wouldn't be doing this. That has to be the case, or else we're not going to have a game in 2023. Meaning, don't automatically think there won't be something that rewards alliances as alliance mates. Pushing each other to spend more for rewards is what made Kabam a fortune during gifting. Well, I also think that just because Kabam isn't allowing you to gift to friends or alliance mates like they would in the future, doesn't mean that your alliance can't get points for an event. I don't ever assume that's going away, because that is a cash cow during gifting, and they would be idiots to take that away, quite frankly. I know Kabam has made some really dumb moves over the years. They're not that dumb, right? Or am I just setting myself up to be like, oh, they are that dumb in a video in a few months? I don't think obsolete's a good word to use. Our alliance is helpful, yes. Do you get more being in an alliance than not? Yes. But here, let's go to the yes. I answered, are you still invested in an alliance? I see now that was incorrect. I still enjoy being in an alliance. Okay, well, any other yeses? Here we go. The point here is, why would you need an alliance when all alliance perks rewards are available elsewhere? Catalysts in the shop with little limitation. Shards and rank 4 materials are in content and in the shop. Alliance War is janky, not very rewarding when it works, and Alliance Quest has been a chore for a while if your alliance is not chill. Now with gifting gone, I can see why some people will no longer see the need for being in an alliance with the responsibility that comes with it. I think that's well said, Mr. SCP-1504. Let's read any more of the yeses. I still need the glory and loyalty beat spinning units to me. I'd rather slog through both these events than mindlessly press buttons in arena over. I feel like the answer, Tito Bandito, for you then would have been no. It's not obsolete, if that's what you're going with. I completely agree with this being the leader of 2 different alliances for 2+ years now. I feel it is not worth the effort. With the introduction of catalysts that can be brought, I think maybe you're saying bought, with units, it devalued the most important reason to stay on alliance. Glory. Shards, gold, regular materials all can be obtained in fair amounts playing solo now without the hassle of everyday Alliance Quest and Alliance War. The most important reason people had to stay in Alliance was glory, which being nerfed of its value with catalysts for unit system. A solo player doing event quest, arena, and upcoming battlegrounds is much better than staying in an alliance, and this comes from a leader. So again, I'm not saying this is the belief of the majority, but it is the belief of a decent percentage of people who at least understood the question that they were voting on. I get the argument. I never thought we would say this. I thought this would be the opposite. In fact, when we talked about the loyalty store in Alliance War, I was like, oh man, I wouldn't do it, but now I get why you want all this loyalty to use for rank 3, rank 6, tier 6 basic, I almost said rank 6, tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha resources. Or a 6-star awakening gem in the loyalty store. Either way, y'all, this was an eye-opening post. What do you think? Are you actually for not being in an alliance and just flying solo? I think the best thing is to find the middle ground between a retired and casual alliance versus a hardcore one and not being in an alliance at all. That's why I'm happy, and I have no plans to leave my alliance ever. And I'll put that on record once again. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.